Hey, what's going on everybody? SAMIR CHIBANE here, founder of the eCom Incubator, where we help people start and scale their e-commerce business. And in this video, we're going to be covering the top 6 fears that are probably holding you back from success, okay? Now, to encourage you to engage with this video here, I am going to be giving away a $50 Amazon gift card to anybody that comments. Well, not anybody, to one person that comments below, subscribes, and turns on post notifications. So let's do this, all right? Now, the first fear that is probably holding you back from success, that is holding a lot of people back from success, is the fear of success. Okay, now you're probably wondering, Samir, what the are you talking about? And what I'm trying to say is that a lot of people feel like they are not worthy of success. And so what happens is we tend to self-sabotage ourselves and say things like, hey, am I even worthy of success? Now, you might also say or think of things like, hey, people who make a lot of money are greedy. People who make a lot of money lose their family. And these are the type of things that you might have heard when you were really young, things that you probably heard from your parents. I know I sure did. Or just kind of ideas and concepts that society has instilled in us that, hey, rich people, successful people are bad. And so if you really think that is the case, then unfortunately, you're gonna procrastinate from being successful. You're gonna hold yourself back from being successful because you don't wanna be that bad, ugly, greedy, successful person, okay? So be very careful what you say to yourself about success, what you believe about success, and those that are successful. You know, as a matter of fact, I remember sometimes I'll be driving with friends from high school and they would be saying things, if they see somebody in a nice car, be like, oh, look at that rich mother effer, right? So it's kind of like this negative perception they have about people with nice things. And I really had to become more aware of like, hey, no, look at that person that is successful. They're probably, you know, employing a lot of people. They're probably creating products that are changing the world. And so therefore they deserve those nice things, okay? So that's the first one, is fear of success. Which leads me to my second point, which is going to be fear of failure. If we fail, what's going to happen? Are we going to lose everything? Can we come back from that failure? Is it going to be embarrassing? Are those people that doubted us going to be right? Are we going to prove them right? And so really you have to become comfortable with the fact that, hey, if you fail, you literally just have to start back up. I mean, the good news about America is that even if you fail and you're in tons of debt, you can literally file for bankruptcy and keep going. So we live in a country where failure is actually not that big of a deal because you can literally shake it off and get right back up on your feet. I mean, hey, Donald Trump did it. 50 Cent did it. Right? You got Barney's is going through bankruptcy right now. Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy and now they're back up and running. And so failure is really just the idea of like, what is the worst case scenario? And as long as you know your worst case scenario of, let's say, starting an e-commerce business and it doesn't work out, well, hey, you could try again, right? You could launch another store, another micro brand. And obviously, it's a lot easier said than done. But the truth is, if you know what it takes to build an e-commerce business, then you know, hey, it's not that much to start an e-commerce business. And as a matter of fact, if I fail, it wouldn't even be that big of a deal because you don't have to invest that much to begin with. And if you want to learn more about how to start and scale an e-commerce business in 2020, we're actually hosting a 2020 e-com resolution workshop where we're going to make sure you have the right blueprint, the right plan, the game plan to make it happen this year and start living life on your own terms. And you can check that out below. Now, the third fear is going to be the fear of change, right? As humans, we have been pre-programmed to avoid change because change brings uncertainty, right? If you become an e-commerce entrepreneur, what's going to change in your life? Are all of your habits going to change? Are the people that you surround yourself with going to change, right? So much change is possible when you start changing what you are aiming to achieve. And the last thing about fear of change is change causes anxiety because change comes with uncertainty. And we live in a world where anxiety is becoming a crippling type of sickness, a crippling type of disease almost. And so really a lot of people that, you know, are afraid of change just don't make any type of moves, any type of things happen in their life because they are so anxious all the time. And that's why I really and honestly say, hey, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. It is not for people that have critical type of anxiety, because there's so much uncertainty and you have to be changing and adapting all the time that it might not be right for you. But if you have mild anxiety, that can actually really encourage you and serve as your fuel to keep you pushing forward, all right? Just like how I tend to treat my anxieties when it comes to uncertainties and having to change what I'm doing in my business, I tend to harness that anxiety and, feed it with knowledge, with information, so that way I'm not so afraid of the future, okay? The fourth fear is fear of incompetence, right? Let's say you want to start an e-commerce business and you're like, dude, I don't even know where to get started. I don't even know how to get going. And so that can tend to cripple you as well, because you're like, I don't even know how to get started, therefore I won't get started. The thing that you have to remember is that you don't know what you don't know. Okay, so you have to accept the fact that, hey, even though I know about e-commerce, there is a lot of other things that I don't know about that goes into play when trying to start an e-commerce business. And as long as you accept the fact that there are things that you don't know, I know that sounds like a little bit of a tongue twister, but the idea is to just accept the fact that, hey, I'm never gonna know everything, and really use that again as fuel to inform yourself, to educate yourself about what you don't know. And the more successful that you become, the more results that you get in your business, in your life, you will become more comfortable with finding out about the unknown. And so that's why I really encourage anybody out there that's trying to start an e-commerce business to join us at the 2-day live stream workshop. I mean, you could tune in from anywhere in the world and literally learn the whole game plan from A to Z. We're gonna cover all of the things that you don't know. And so that way you know what to expect and what you have to do over the next couple months, couple years to start living life on your own terms. Again, you could check that out by clicking the link below. Now, the fifth fear is the fear of judgment, right? Hey, what if we start a business? Are other people, our friends, our family gonna think that you're just kind of silly, that you're being outrageous? Are they gonna accept you, right? Are your friends and your family gonna look at you differently all of a sudden, that now you want a better life for yourself, that you wanna start living life on your own terms, that you wanna start making more money? And quite honestly, I have to be real, that people will judge you, okay? Your family and your friends will tell you, hey, why don't you think otherwise? Why don't you just stay, why don't you just keep doing what you're doing now? And you have to be able to kind of put some blockers on and understand that when people are judging you, they're really judging their own limits. They're portraying their own limits that they have on themselves onto you. Because think about it, what would happen, how would your friends and family feel if you went out there and made all of your goals and your aspirations happen? What would that say about them? Right? Just think about that. Now, the last fear is the fear of financial incompetence, right? This is probably one of the biggest fears. A lot of people say, hey, I don't have a lot of money to start an e-commerce business. I don't have a lot of money to get going. And unfortunately, if it doesn't work out with that little bit amount of money that I have, then I'm gonna be broke. And really, the way that I tend to rationalize this aspect is that money is replenishable, okay? And that's why I never suggest that anybody out there just quits their job and dives into a business. I recommend that if you want to start, let's say, an e-commerce business, that you keep your 9-to-5 job, you keep the income that you have going right now, so that way it won't put that much of a financial strain on you, on your bills, on the things that you got to pay for, your rent, your phone bill, whatever. And so really I recommend that a great way to overcome this fear here is to just to keep your day job while you're getting things going. And soon enough, once your business is making just about the same money as your job, then you can start really shifting the majority of your attention on your business and hopefully make it surpass whatever money you were making from your day job, so that way you could focus in all on your business. Okay, I did this when I was doing door-to-door sales, right? For about 2.5 years, all of my commissions that I was making from door-to-door sales, I was simply experimenting with my online businesses, different online ventures. And once we tapped into e-commerce and started getting some significant results, I was comfortably able to quit my job with happiness, okay? And believe me, a lot of these fears were there, but at the end of the day, it's all about overcoming these fears and looking him straight in the face and saying, hey, look, yes, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of being judged. I'm afraid of losing money. I'm afraid of change. I'm afraid of not knowing what I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm just gonna step into the battlefield and start swinging and making it happen. And then you're gonna become more comfortable with facing those fears and progressing anyway, all right? So hopefully this gave you guys some idea, gave you some awareness into the fears that are holding you back. Obviously, there is no way to really get rid of these fears. Like I said, it's just a matter of becoming more comfortable in facing them face to face, you know, confronting them and moving on anyway, all right? So if you have any fears about starting an e-commerce business, one of the best ways you can get rid of those fears and face them head on is by educating yourself, by putting a game plan together, by knowing what's already working out there, all right? So go ahead, click the link below, grab your 2-day live stream all access pass to the 2020 e-com resolution workshop so you can learn how to start and scale your e-commerce business in 2020 and start living life on your own terms. And once you click that link below, you're gonna see that the live stream all access pass is only $97. But there's probably gonna be a voice in your head saying, oh my God, that's the last $100 that you have. Hey, you only have a few $100s left. But again, face it head on and say, hey, money is replenishable, but guess what? This opportunity is not. Who knows when we're gonna have the next workshop? So take advantage of it, come learn, and I promise you will be the best investment you have made in 2020 so far. Peace out, love you guys so much, and I'll see you on the workshop. Bye-bye.